Hi, I'm Paul Cruz, the proud superintendent of the Austin Independent School District. And thank you for joining in my check-in. For this week, we're going to talk all things high schools. And I have one of our colleagues with us here today. Ms. Henry, will you please introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. My name is Sheila Henry, and I'm Executive Director for High Schools, and glad to be here.
Thank you so much for being here, Ms. Henry, and let us know the important information about high schools. As the information we share today and more information will all be posted on our AISD website. So don't catch all the information here, please go back to our website where we'll have the information presented tonight. So our first question, a lot of interest around high schools. First question that I get from parents and from students is, we had last semester and we had virtual learning, but I'm being asked a lot. So what's instruction going to look like this next semester when we open schools in August?
Thank you so much for that question, Dr. Cruz. Our instructional expectations will focus on essential standards and increased two-way communication of students' progress. We will also be focusing on all subjects, including art, music, and PE will be taught remotely. There will be emphasis on relationship building between students and teachers. Our learning reflection guides will be provided to help students become more aware of their own progress towards the essential learning standards and their social emotional skills. There will be a combination of synchronous, which is live, and asynchronous, which is not live, lessons every day. And of course, grades will be taken and full report cards will be generated for all students.
Thank you, Ms. Henry. Appreciate the information. And you're getting it firsthand for a person who's done the job for many years at LBJ Early College High School. And Ms. Henry did an amazing job when she served in the role of principal there. So she knows high schools. Another question that I get is around communication. And so what platform will we use to communicate with parents around the students learning and their progress in learning?
The platform that we'll be using is Blend. It will be our main platform for Austin ISD and can be accessed through technology. For students without access to devices or Wi-Fi at the beginning of the school year, the academics team is working to coordinate paper-based resources that will be available to students through their campuses. Additionally, we will continue to distribute devices to families, and additional Wi-Fi school buses are being added across the Austin area.
Thank you, Ms. Henry. And another question, I have a high school student, and the question that he asked me and I get from other parents is around assignments. So how many assignments will students have in during the week?
Thank you, Dr. Cruz. That is an important question. So we're looking to balance the need for academic rigor and understanding to individual student cases and workloads. We are also see that student experiences need to be consistent across the district. Therefore, that's why we will be offering a minimum of 2 assignments per class per week for all high school students. And now we will share a video with you.
Hey, students at Crockett, here to share with you a short lecture about presidents in the 1970s and 80s. We're going to take a direct look at Presidents Carter, Reagan, and George Herbert Walker Bush, sometimes just called H.W. Bush, and sometimes called Bush 41 because he was the 41st president. So let's get right into this here. We're going to have some video clips along the way, so it won't just be me the whole time. But I hope you find this period interesting and engaging because it's kind of like the setup for the modern era that you were born into. And how exciting is it that your history class is getting up to a time that had an influence on the world you live in. I'm also kind of jazzed about this period because it's the time I grew up when I was a little kid. So these are things that I remember, but also it's so interesting to be an adult and go back and look at why things happened and then find little personal connections in your life. Like, oh, now I remember that. And you'll have that experience too as you live through history and you get to look back and kind of imagine what things were like in your childhood.
Well, that's wonderful. It's great to see what instruction is going to look like from our examples from our very own teachers. So that way, students and parents can see what to expect when school begins in August. Ms. Henry, I want to thank you so much for sharing the information around high schools and the critical information that will be impacting our students, our staff, and our families as we return to school.
Thank you so much, Dr. Cruz, for the opportunity. I was delighted.
Thank you, Ms. Henry. And as I mentioned earlier, the information we provide tonight will be posted on our website. There'll also be additional information that we weren't able to present today, and you will find other information around transportation and meals and all other areas around our plans on reopening schools. Thank you so much for joining me in the Superintendent Check-In. Thank you.